I have got a million jobs to do today, a box full of jobs. I can't even tell you how many things I got to do today, but first thing I need to do is head to one of the local stores, pick up some pea gravel, and then I'll show you what I've been doing in the greenhouse. So I headed down to one of the stores and I was looking at the pea gravel and I managed to find the one that I wanted, 10 millimeters, and it's just more of a finer one so it can fit between the gaps of the slabs, and that which I'm going to put down into the greenhouse and fill up all the gaps and things. So then I popped on, I was so tempted, I had a little look around, so I thought no plants, so just head back home. And yeah, so I got what I need to get. Let's get back. So I'm back on the plot. I've got the pea gravel. I bought some pots as well, so I'm going to use them in the greenhouse. A friend of mine, the same friend who gave me the slabs, Gary, he also gave me a hose pipe as well, which hasn't even been used. So it's 30 meters of hose lock. So I'm happy with that. I need actually some of that later on today. But let me show you what's been going on. So I've come over and my pumpkins are looking okay, but I've noticed 2 of them have been stripped. One has died here and one has died here. So yeah, I might have spares of those. So yeah, we are got some casualties. We've got some casualties on the plot. The cabbage is looking okay, except for these ones at the bottom here. Now I'm gonna have to have a little look around there today, and I might have to put some of that slug guard stuff down. And yeah, so this one's a goner. So I came over the other day, it was raining, so I thought, let's not waste a day, let's clean the greenhouse up. And I tell you what, it honestly, it was horrific in there. There was brambles in there, there was loads of weeds, and even some potatoes that were in a bag left to grow in the soil, so I had to dig all those out. But it's looking much better. Let's go have a look. What a difference, honestly. I've got a few gaps now as well. Now this isn't permanent, but for this year this will do. I put some slabs down and I'm going to fill this gap in here now with some of the pea gravel I just got. I put some bush tomatoes in that I had. They're tumbling toms, and I've already got some tomatoes growing as well, which is perfect. And also this one, which is a it's called Pinocchio Orange Micro. So we'll have a look what happens to that. They need a water as well. I haven't been over here today and yesterday, so yeah. And also over here I've got some Latars, some house tomato. I did have 2, but I gave one to a friend. And I've got some cucumbers here as well that are growing as well, so they might end up staying in here. I've also brought some shelving brackets to put up as well, because obviously there's no staging in here, and maybe in time I'll buy some, but I think the shelving would be better for this area, but we'll see. So I'll show you those in a bit as well. And I also bought a window opener as well, which I've just realised I forgot, so I might have to pop home for that. But I've got quite a few little kits and things as well I want to show you in the greenhouse, and also things that I already had that I'm going to use in here as well that you might not have, and I'll put links in the description for them as well, because they're kind of little, you know, handy little greenhouse hacks that I've acquired over the time. So let's get this done. But first things first, let's water the greenhouse. It's desperate for it. So the pea gravel is all in, and I'm thinking I might take this wood out and actually take the slabs out as well. I got some more grey slabs that I could probably put 2 more down there and then fill it in with pea gravel just to make it a little bit more tidier. Because I don't really need this edging around here, because I'm going to use this greenhouse mainly for like pots and things. But yeah, so far so good. Right, let's get on to the shelving. So I bought some greenhouse shelving brackets, and they're quite easy to put together. They've got like a little bit of a twisty nut on the ends here, and then you just literally just turn them in, twist, and then tighten them up with a spanner. So I've already done a few here, and I've also did a set at the back here as well of shelves. So I'm gonna have 2 rows here and then of 3s, and then just one short one up there just to put things on there like tools and things like that, maybe a watering can and whatnot. But yeah, and the good thing about these as well is that they just fit into the frame. So check your greenhouse first of all before you buy them, obviously. I'll put a link in the description for these as well, because they're really, really handy to have. And also, I've bought these as well in the past, and these were from my old greenhouse. They're pretty much the same concept, where you just push in the nut, turn it, and then tighten it up. And these ones have got like little ringlets on them as well, so you can hang in baskets, and also use them to tie in like tomatoes, cucumbers and stuff to the frame as well. So they're another thing that I'd say are a, you know, definite little gadget to get for your greenhouse. So let's get the rest of the shelves in, because it's absolutely boiling in here. It's like 30 degrees. Now I'm only putting these in temporarily because I need to go home and get the spirit level to make sure that they're level, because this greenhouse is obviously built on a slant for the water. So you need to make sure that when you do these shelves, that you make sure that they actually are quite straight. But if you want them to be on a bit of an incline, that's fine, because these top ones you can actually adjust as well, so that they can actually make a bit of a pitch. So if you water can run off them if you've got like shelvings and stuff on as well. But I'm going to build in here just some more normal little like roof slats. But for now I think I'm just going to use some decking board just for this year, and then that can be like a winter project. I can build some actual shelves that I can take out and put in whenever I need from here. So that's the plan. So the shelving is temporarily put in. Like I said, I'm going to have to use a spirit level now just to adjust them and stuff. But I'll leave these jobs for like rainy days, because I'm taking advantage that there is no rain today. Next job I want to show you for the greenhouse gadget. So let's go outside for this one. Now, if you remember, I had like a makeshift bit of plastic. I had this little piece here just pushed into there, and then I had a little piece of guttering hanging on here just to cap some water. And I gotta be honest, we've got quite a bit already, so pretty much similar to this one. But I've managed to buy these now. Now these are just like guttering clips. Now they're not just any normal guttering clips. I'll show you now. These ones fit in perfect. You know how hard it was to find the right ones. Make sure you do. But these ones have got like a hose pipe connection at the bottom. Now if you notice, there's no rubber seal on these, and that's okay, because you don't need them to be watertight, you know, that they lock into. But I'll show you now what I mean. So I bought these ones on purpose, and I'll show you why now. Now by adding this in place here, and then just using a normal like hose pipe connector, I've added these on. Now these were quite cheap, these ones were, so that's why I'm using them on here, because on my actual hose pipe I used these last year and they just kept popping off, and then there'd be water all over the path and stuff because of the pressure of my Bosch pump. But I'll talk about new ones that I've got later on. So the idea is that I just then take this off, click it on like so, place it on there like that, and then this hose pipe then I'll just connect into the IBC like this with some cable ties, and that's a nice little connection then here. Now I probably will put a little bit of sealant around here just to keep it in, but yeah, a nice little easy job for you to do if you don't want to be faffing with guttering and things like that. It's just a bit of hose pipe, a connection, and then the fitments that fit your guttering. But make sure you buy the right ones, because there's different measurements here, and to find the right ones for this, god, headache. Now the reason I want this system as well is that if I had a guttering system here, it's fixed to this IBC. Now I want to be able to, once this is full, lift this hose pipe out, and then if I've got a water barrel here, or I've got a water barrel over on the side here, I can put a longer piece of hose on, and it can just fit up into that one as well to fill that one up. So that's why I've done it. There we go, job done. And the other day I temporarily put a bit of cardboard and some dirt in here just to block up this end as well. And I also bought the end caps too, just to finish the job off. So the greenhouse is finally taking shape now. I really do need to give this a good wash as well. I did the other day put some soap on and stuff and let the rain do its job, but I want to go over it and give it a good old clean as well, just to let as much light in as I can. But the shelving's looking okay. I've got a few tomatoes and cucumbers, and I might even put a melon in there as well. The guttering's up, so I'm ticking off those jobs slowly. So yeah, considering I wasn't going to use the greenhouse this year, I'm using the greenhouse this year. Now I've just walked past the Calabrese as well, and I've noticed they've all got florets on them now. So I'm going to take these off, because if you notice, this one is already going to flower. So I'll take them off, and then side shoots then will appear all around where the floret was, and then you'll get another succession crop as well from this plant. So don't just think you get just that from this plant, you don't. The collies are looking okay. I can see a tiny little bud in one of them, so they're looking all right. The swede are doing amazing, which I'm really, really pleased about. And so are the leeks in the corn and the potatoes. But I need to have a look at what ones I lost, and I'm kind of hoping it's one that I've got a spare of. Yeah, the slugs have had it, look. Ah. Now, I weirdly put labels on them as well, but for some reason... Ah, no, they're my patty pans. I didn't have any spares of those. Ah, never mind. Next year. I've probably got too comfortable with the fact that I don't get many slugs, and this new plot obviously has got a pile of slugs on it. But, you know, as you can see, the fig and olive plot, you know, it just thrives. You know, I've knocked the slugs back as much as I can, and you'll always get slug attacks, but I don't get those ones where I come over and the whole crop's been wiped out, except for the pumpkins. I also gave the fig and olive a little bit of a paint job as well, because I noticed that where it was burnt on for that effect, it was kind of wearing off with the sun. So I just used a Sharpie, and then I just I coloured in old Archie the hedgehog there. The dahlias in this bed now, they're coming into it themselves. This one looks absolutely amazing. These are some sunflowers, some dwarf sunflowers. No slug attacks in there, so I'm not saying a word. But yeah, they're looking okay. I've also got I've got some zombie F1 pumpkins there that are desperate to grow out, so maybe I'll put them in replace for the patty pans. These lettuces are looking amazing, so I might harvest 1 or 2 of them today. And then the dahlias in this bed, now everything's desperate for a water, but I'll do that later on when it cools down. In here we've got some lupins coming through now, and some other different flowers. It's looking lovely, but look at the sweet peas. The nasturtiums on the banana plant are doing exactly what they do every year. They take over, but the good thing is keeps the moisture in this bed as well for the banana plant, so they work together, these two. Now this bed really needs some work now, so I need to do a good weed in there. I need to plant up some more things, because there is some flowers coming through, and these, I'm really looking forward to these. These are the callianthus, so they are looking beautiful. And there's also some other flowers, and there's an artichoke at the back. Look at these alliums, beautiful. This sunflower's doing okay. This one's not. This one's dead. Looks like a pigeon or a slug has taken that one out. But yeah, and also we've got the calla lily in here. There's some loads of different plants coming through, but I need to make sure that I get out the weeds and then plant in between, so I get a nice summer floral display here like last year. There's been so many comments about this since I posted it last week's video, and it's looking absolutely beautiful on here as well. I'm absolutely thrilled with this one. I'm starting to see flowers on the beans as well, which is lovely to see. Some of the chard, this is the peppermint chard here as well. I grew this one from seed. Now the peas, these sweet peas are going amazing as well. All my sweet peas now are starting to come in. I've still got some more sugar snap peas on here, so they've come through. The lettuces as well, so I'm going to do a good harvest as well, because the kitchen fitters are vegetarians, and I thought what better way to say thanks to them than to take over a big massive trug of salad. I'm sure that they'll really enjoy that as well. So they were really asking and really inquisitive about the veg trug outside my garden as well, so I think I might have, you know, pushed them to try and buy one of those as well, because they keep going past it all the time and seeing how beautiful the crops look. But I think I'm going to take over some nice salads today from as well, you know, just a little thank you gift. The beans are slowly climbing up here as well. Some of them are almost at the top. They've been slow this year. I think it's due to the weather, but you know, just like everything else, we'll get there in the end. I cannot tell you how many jobs I've got. You know, I've got a list as long as my arm, as always, and there always seems to be a job to do at the plot. But I'm getting through them, that's the thing. The main jobs are out the way, all the crops are in, and if things don't survive, then it's not the end of the world. I'm seeing so many posts at the moment on social media of people stressing about the crops, and that, you know, they put them in and they got wiped out. And it is absolutely horrible when you see that, but, you know, just, it's hard not to, but just don't let it get to you, because learn from it, and we'll move on as well. Plant something else there. There's always something you can get at the garden centre, but it is annoying. It's very, very annoying. So if you've had issues, let me know in the comments below, you know, what your issues have been this week at your plot, in your garden. But majority seems to be slugs. I mean, slugs. Now I've decided with this this jungle, this absolute jungle down here, I think I'm just gonna have to take some of it back, because I mean, you can see the bindweed flowers now coming through, and yeah, there's quite a few coming on there now. There was 1 or 2 last week, and now look at them. This is going to be a job and a half, but I need to bite the bullet, and I'm going to start this next week. I think I'm just going to start edging my way in bit by bit and see what's underneath. But there was a few fair comments about this, that if I leave it till autumn, then hedgehogs might start using that and start making their nest, and then I don't want to be disturbing that later on when they're ready to go in hibernation. It's better to do it now, get it all nice and clean and tidy, and then there's no place where I'll be evicting a hedgehog just before they go in hibernation. So that's the last thing I want to do to poor Archie. And I bet you he's over here as well. I bet you those little hedgehog houses over there weren't good enough, and he's moving into this mansion of a house here, but we'll see. Now, I was also wondering how I was going to get water out of the IBC on the new plot with a watering can. Now, it's okay if I've got my Bosch pump, I can just drop it in the top of the tank. But I found something to solve my problem, and this is it. So I've ordered a gooseneck type kit. So it hasn't arrived yet, but I'll put a picture on the screen now. Now the idea is that it fits here, comes up, and then it's a bit higher up. Now this solves my problem, because I didn't want to raise this IBC anymore, because I needed I needed it to be below the guttering line here as well. So that was the issue I had. But yeah, so I'll pop a link to all the things that I bought this week. Now I've actually purchased them, so I'm not actually advertising them for anything. It's just things that I bought that might be able to help you out as well. But yeah, so I've ordered like a gooseneck one that'll fit on there. So fingers crossed it'll come to about by here, and then I could just pop a watering can under. So happy days. I'm just going around just to check everything now. It's all desperate for water. I should have come over this morning really and water, but I was just so busy. The beans are looking okay, you know, they're starting to climb up now, the canes, so that's all right. You know, they're taking a bit of time over here, but I can see some flowers on over there, so that's good news. So hopefully in a couple of weeks we should have a pile of runner beans. Now they're one of my favourites, runner beans, smoked grilled bacon, boiled potatoes from the plot as well with some salted butter. It's an absolute favourite of mine. I think I'm going to have a bumper harvest of figs this year. I mean, there is figs everywhere. Now, I think I might prune this tree back in autumn, because it's getting a bit huge now, which is okay. But I want to make sure. Now, if you see any figs that are like this, you know, they're falling off anyway, so just disregard them. But I mean, look at the figs that I've got this year. I'm in for a bumper crop, I think, if the wasps don't have them first. Now I'm desperate to clean up this bed as well. Now I mean, there's a couple of shallots in there that are doing okay, but they're not the best. I've got some celery in there, some carrots have come through. This is a bit of a mismatched bed really, and I've got some lettuce up here that I've gone to seed now as well, so they'll have to come out. But yeah, let's get this done. Now a lot of people hate weeding. Now I actually don't mind it, you know. Sometimes I'll just sit here with a podcast and just go through a bed. Now I need to be careful, because I can see finally I've got some parsnips coming through this bed as well, and also some beetroot and other things. I don't actually know what these are. Maybe they're not. The problem is that I've got seeds blowing into these beds, and they're not covered over with any mulch or anything. It's just normal soil, so I've got seeds all in here as well. So this is a lesson for this bed really, that I need to maintain it a bit better, because all the others they seem to do okay, but this one, it's getting a bit of a weed infestation. I've got some rockets here, I think these, oh yeah, these are my celery. I've got some carrots, finally got a couple of carrots. I put some more carrot seed down as well, and that hasn't germinated, and then we've had rain after rain after rain, so I don't know. So I'm going to pull out most of the big weeds and then hoe off the rest. But yeah, it's one of those jobs that nobody loves really doing, but I don't mind it. I can see as well there's a pile of flowers as well, so I might dig some of them out and repot on for other places in the garden. Now I don't really know what to put in this soil anymore because I've tried many things. Now I know that carrots are not going to do the best in here because it's quite clayey and bumpy and all, but it was just a spare bed. We've got a couple here and I'm sure they'll come to nothing really, but yeah, it's a bit of a mismatched bed. Now the idea is I'm going to take this wooden raised bed up and move it onto the other plot so that this will become the third bed on the ground rather than have any sides. Now I've found that this side over here has been lovely. It's been absolutely lovely. I've not had much slug damage. There's been hardly any weeds, so yeah, that might be the way forward in the end, is not to have the wooden raised beds. But I do like them as well because they're easy to put the clips on, you know, when I net them and things. So there's always pros and cons to it, and I think these shallots, they're ready to come up as well. So right, let's clean this bed out.
As a young girl, the fields were mine. We played hide and seek for hours, raised our shadows among the pines. So offshore, playful and free, without a care in the world. I was one rich little girl, daydreamer, kidnap me, take me back, all the way back to them days, running around in a gown and a crown, barefoot. No mistake ever kept me late. We spent summers catching fireflies and winters on our skates. One big smile across my face. We used to dance our way to church on Sundays.
That's not a bad little harvest day. I've got some lettuces which I've actually put in some sandwich bags of water just to keep them fresh. Also got some spring onions, some red onions, some garlic, some normal onion, brown onions, some baby potatoes, and also I'm going to put some mint and some herbs and all in here as well. So yeah, I'm hoping that they'll enjoy this anyways. You cannot beat fresh. So I've decided that when I take up these new potatoes, which won't be long now, within the next couple of weeks, this bed will be completely empty. I've decided I'm going to plant up the remaining leeks in here. Now, the reason is because that bed will become vacant soon and I've got nothing else to plant in there. So the leeks that I've got spare, I figured, I know I've got a pile of leeks growing on the other plot, but something could happen over there, a pest or something, or disease. So I'm thinking I might have a fallback plan and plant up the remaining leeks on this plot as well. So I've got 2 plots for, you know, of leeks. Now it sounds like an overkill, but I'm sure in winter they'll become a great staple in my diet and also to give to other people as well. So I've decided that's what I'm going to do with our bed, and let me show you what I'm going to do with the remaining beds. So I'm thinking that this one will probably be another succession of salads. I have got some more to go in. Now I've got quite a lot of salad at the moment, which I'm absolutely thrilled about. Now the peas are almost at their days, so I'm going to take this one out soon. The sweet peas, look at it, it's just becoming this obelisk of beautiful floral, so I'll pick some of them off as well today as well to take home. But then over here, this bed has become the bed of death. Like I've got things in here, but it just doesn't seem to be, I don't know why, doesn't seem to be doing as well as this one over here. So yeah, I'm gonna have to really think about this. Now I want to show you what I've just done over here as well. So I planted up over here. Now these are the garlics that Robin sent me. Now they're a mixture between, they're a cross between a leek and a garlic. Now they're new out, so we're all trying them. A few YouTubers have been sent the seeds. These are mine, Robin, they're looking amazing. I've also got the Badger flame beets as well, which are here, which looks lovely. I'm gonna plant them out in the bed as well in a minute. But in here now I've got some celery. I mulched all the bed and stuff as well. I put some calendula over there as well, because when I take up the shallots, the calendula can go in. I've got a couple of carrots. I've got a few other mixtures of flowers as well here so that it uses this bed up. But yeah, this bed now looks a lot better than it did when I came over this morning. Now I don't know how, because I sieved and sieved this, unless there was actual nettle seed in this, you know, some of the compost, I don't know, but there is some nettles coming through. So yeah, maybe there was a nettle underneath the, you know, the bed when I put it down perhaps, but I've seen a few baby ones over here as well. So I'm gonna have to take this off. Now the best time to do this is at night if you need to take off your carrot netting, because of obviously the carrot root fly. So they're looking amazing in there, you know what I mean? They're looking really, really good. So I'm probably gonna have to take it off in the evening time and then take out the nettles. Now I have been vacant from the plot for a few days as well due to work, but I have thought about perhaps putting another 2 of these archways across this bed and then connecting them with bamboo canes. So then I can put more pumpkins out, because I've got a few zombie pumpkins spare and a few other baby boos and Jackby littles. So I'm wondering whether or not to plant them up around there so that this becomes a bit more of a climbing frame for them. So yeah, that needs to be done. But you can see it's been raining because the truck is starting to fill up with water, so I need to empty that out and move that glass into storage. Another thing that I've been getting comments about recently as well is about the fact that where do you get the time? And there's times where I don't have time as well, and then there are times where I have an abundance of it. And yeah, so don't be pressurizing yourself to think, oh my god, I need to get so much done. I've not ticked off half the jobs I want to do today. You know, it's been a nice day, but there's always tomorrow, there's always another day. So don't think I need to get all that done, because you'll end up feeling like a failure all the time. And you know, that's not what the garden's about. The garden's about enjoying it, ticking off a couple of jobs, and yeah, just leaving some for another day. You know, it's not the end of the world. So some garlic that I gave to another plot holder, Lisa, she's harvested and it looks absolutely amazing. So I think I'm going to head down to Grapevine plot, which I'm going to be handing over on July the 1st. So I think I'm going to pop down there, have a look at the garlic that's in the bed down there, and hopefully I'll have a nice little bumper crop from there as well. I'm not going to harvest the elephant garlic yet though, because I know that needs another month. So I think I'm going to head down there, harvest maybe some of the Lautrec and the Cadors, and hopefully they're ready. Let's have a look. So success. Now I harvested one of the elephant garlic just to test it, and I do think, and now don't get me wrong, it's a beast, but I still think that maybe needs another month on that, maybe a couple of weeks. But the others were on to a winner. Now I did have some rust on it as well, which most people around the UK now are getting it. So yeah, it is what it is. But overall, the garlic's looking okay. So I've got some. So I need to decide where I'm going to plant the garlic in autumn. That needs to be the next thing. I did have some that were a little bit of a smaller bulb, but they're beautiful colors. I mean, look. So I'll give them a nice clean up now as well, but there are some big bulbs in here as well. But yeah, I'm happy. Now there is still a pile more down there as well, so I'll probably do the main harvest of that in a couple of weeks. So thankfully Ollie's letting me leave it on there to carry on maturing. So I think I'm going to go down, give it a good feed now as well, just to boost them, and obviously take off the scapes off the elephant garlic. Once they start curling, a bit like a pig's tail, that's a telltale sign to snap them off and let the rest of the energy go into the bulbs. So yeah, another great harvest. So Cheryl's been over as well, and she's given me some lettuce, some spinach, some beetroot, and I also want to fit the window opener as well. So let's get all those jobs done. I also got a pile of flowers that I need to get in, so I think I'm going to have a good mad hour of getting everything in, and then I'll get back to you. Let's go.
Just close your eyes and let them rest. I know it's hard to fall asleep, but do your best. 'Cause there's a place that I go to when I want to hide from all the shades of blue. 'Cause at times I think of leaving, my mind takes me back to fall when the snow begins to sing goodnight to warm. But I will never leave your side. You're the reason to all my pride. Never wither and runs dry. And your roses are my guides. Goodbye, my friend. Our love remains, but not this way. I'm in your garden as a tale. Just feel the wind. If you look close, you see the lilies dance and how they slowly grow.
So I've planted up all the lettuce inside here now. I've given it a good water, added some calendula. Also there's some straw flowers at the back, and I've also added a few other flowers as well. At the back of there, in the big tall planter, I've planted that up as well with all the spare flowers, straw flowers, sunflowers, marigolds, geraniums, hollyhocks, you name it. It's all in that bed. We shall see what happens. It's the lucky dip bed. In this bed now I've put some more beetroot in. I've also put in some more of the garlics off Robin, and I've also put in a few nasturtiums, so we shall see what happens here. And also 2 tomatoes as well, outdoor tomatoes, Crimson Crush off Linda at the Feel Good Garden. Inside here I put some more lettuce, so that a succession from these over here, which are looking amazing. I'm going to harvest a few of these. I've put some straw flowers in this side, and also some zinnias as well in between the dahlias. And I've also put some cosmos all around as well, so we're getting there. So I'm feeling proper lucky. One of the plot holders, Lisa, has just sent me out some pineapple jam. Now I absolutely love pineapple, so I cannot wait to try this. So it's starting to become the season where we start swapping produce and our makes. So yeah, pineapple jam. I tell you what, honestly, it's been a mad day at the plot, but at least I'm ticking off plenty of jobs. But there's always a million more for another day. I'm Danny, and this is Grow Up.